Alright, welcome back YouTube to A Programmer Plays Somber Echoes. In our previous episode, we did some exploring. We found a boss. The boss kind of beat us up a little bit, and I decided, you know what, let's continue exploring a little bit, because there's a lot of areas that we know that we haven't really touched, and so we've been doing that. We found a bunch of stuff up in here, which is pretty exciting. We just found this Poseidon statue.
A crown of the
Cool. There's a little bit more in the room above. So let's do that before we go down there. There's no guarantee that it won't spit us out in some way that I can't then deal with. The Nocturne element is extremely unpredictable. We lost half of Team VI to an accident. There's an explosion and the element splattered across the lab. Some colleagues got a decent amount on them. It was horrific. Their screams as their bodies twisted and contorted. I will never forget them. I'm again reiterating my concern to you about how volatile this necklace will be. So, we now know that the necklace somehow involved the Nocturne element. Interesting. My path is now clear. Though through Nocturne, I can fulfill my destiny. No one will be able to hide from my all-seeing gaze. Willing or not, Poseidon will part with his gift. Alright, and that is now open. Excellent. So let's... pop this bad boy open. Get another memory. Marvelous, but also volatile. Nocturne has some amazing properties. We have given this element that is dark, mysterious, and ever-shifting a name to honor Mother Nyx, Night Everlasting. Okie dokie. Alright, so... breakable, but only through the Nocturne gates, which we don't currently have an ability to bust. Security doors. I think we're good in this section. So let's continue to head to the right. The words of Thomas was alone, up and to the right. Oh. Definitely not the way to do it. A little better. Alright, and now that we're at a save point, we can... Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, so we can fast travel between regions. I thought we couldn't, but we just have to back out and change what section we're looking at. I see. Interesting. I had misunderstood that previously. Right. Enhanced sphere. Impaled enemies take 25% more damage from other weapons. Sure. That's not the coolest change, but I'll still take it. Feels like we need something very fancy to really take advantage there. There might be something there, but I a little bit doubt it, actually. So we might be about to the point where... Oh, we can do this one. Okay, so we'll do that. Oh, and there's also the clone lab below this that we need to check out. Oh. So she willed it, and so it shall be. You provided a single strand of her revered coif for the procedure. Cells have been successfully extracted, and the process has begun. A staircase used to lead to the lower levels of this department. It is irreversibly damaged now. Okay. So this was really effectively just a lower room, which is fine. Go back to here. Rest. And then from here, we can get down here and we can find out what's going on in the clone labs. A little surprising that there's not a save point closer to the clone labs. It certainly suggests to me that it's not a boss fight, you know? If it was a boss fight, this would be a fairly unusually brutal run back for this game. Not impossible, just unusual. Wow, shot me out of the air. We said clone lab. I was expecting clones of humans. That did not look human.
The soul-crushing sight. Rows upon rows of cloudy field jars. Each housed grossly misshapen. Burned and mutilated forms. An exposition of the macabre. Walking past the horrid sight, a second, more potent wave of revulsion washed over Adrestia, where a face could be discerned, the likeness of herself and Harmonia it bore.
Alright. Alright. It feels like I should be able to get through here. Let me show you guys what I'm seeing. Ah. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Radiant shard. A shard of aether used for upgrading the aether lantern. Hell yeah. Our enemies have entered the lab. They have destroyed all the clones. We managed to spirit away one specimen. Its location will be kept a closely guarded secret. If they find it, the ritual is doomed. Alright, still can't open these security doors though, huh? Alright, well, a little bit of lore, always good, but more importantly, Aether Lantern. So, hell yeah. Worth it. Especially considering that the boss fight that I am putting off doing seems to be very lantern-centric. Double checking, there's no things that mark themselves as breakable walls. There's not that I'm seeing. Do I think that 2 is enough? It's not. Huh. A little annoying. Alright. Do I think there's anything here? No, not really. Yeah, I think it's basically bird boss time. I think we've all but used up our possible things, unless there's something that we can drop down to right there, which does admittedly seem pretty plausible. That was worth checking. Alright. Y'all can't see it, but we just cleared up the map here. So, worth checking. Don't think there's going to be anything there. Yeah, I think we're basically at the point where I have to go fight that bird. But first, bow and spear aim. Attack with the nocturnal blast and spear while in lantern form. Cool. Yeah. I don't think that's going to help me in this fight, but cool. Alright. That was a terrible start. Okay, so we can reflect those. Okay, we gotta do way better on this. Alright. We can reflect those. That's the key takeaway there. I pulled that too early. Gosh. Again. And I feel like, oh shit. Oh, okay, new thing. Okay. Oof. Okay. Oof. Beat that bird's ass. He isn't even real. Alright. So we've got a strategy. Just kind of duck and weave while he's throwing things at us. And then try and get in a good that. But like if we fuck it up, then it's bad news bears for us. Close, then it's very bad news bears for us. Alright, well that was atrocious. That was a bad run. I feel like I'm missing something with this boss. Like, there's all these lanterns. I need to hit him on the forehead in order for this to count? Oh. I think that is what is happening. Like, I was getting lucky earlier and hitting him on the forehead, and now I need to like actually do it on purpose. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, alright, we got it. Alright, so, yeah. Once I understood what it wanted me to do, we were fine. Wanted me to smack it on top of the head, which was, in fairness, the obvious glowing weak spot, so that's on me. Just, I must have just accidentally done it right before.
Caressing the all sacred leaves, the memory of her beloved twin descending into madness returned to Adrestia once more. Blaspheming words she spoke again, that she was destined to ascend and that her rightful place she would claim. The sacred tree had spoken to her, she declared, and plain as day, the reality of her own destiny had then become apparent.
Sacred Oak transferred to the Atromatos on its maiden voyage by order of Pythia I.
The ancient tree was split in half, but somehow was still standing. Images of a time long past in her mind suddenly flashed. An elegant woman clad in white, a hoplite helmet on her head, an ornate shield by her side.
Medusa?
The woman knelt, and with the utmost care, a sacred seed that was to be this tree she planted.
Sundering Spear, a gift from an unknown entity, enhances the spear's power. How so? Ah! Penetrate hardened surfaces, break open security doors and turrets by throwing your spear at them. That's great. Ah, man. I love Metroidvanias. I love the moment when you're like, ah, cool, this thing is gonna let me get into all these places that I've been seeing, because we've been seeing this a lot. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There's so many doors that we haven't been able to go through. And now we can just do that. Hell yeah.
Distrust the gifts bestowed by false and fickle forces. Ethereum makes forewarned. Harmonia's blaspheming plan was still in motion, and time was swiftly waning.
Alright. So, let's... yeah, this one right here. So up until this point, we've only been able to bust those by going through a tube the other way, but now, bop. Oh. Where on earth are you going? Boom. Excellent. Before we go this way, let's check what's up here. Because I'm betting it's going to be like a survivor. Yep.
A mask of worry her whole face. Her gratitude she extended. A young researcher they called Artemis had recently gone missing. Last seen alive, she was making her way to power up the shuttle.
Alright, that's 10. Sure. What are we sitting at in terms of money? 1,878. That's a lot. Nanosteel alloy, a steel alloy used for upgrading the Gladius. Gladius is our bread and butter. Oh, shit. Alright, mistakes were made. They were made a second time. They were made a third time. Oh my god. There we go. Goodness me. I don't know why I couldn't spear that guy, but... hell yeah. Security door there, but do I care about that? Not really. Like, I guess I'll pop it open. Yeah, sometimes a good cookie's worth it. Just bouncing on this dude. Oh. Not paying enough attention. I don't know how my spear got, like, trapped in the ground or whatever just happened there, but... I mean, that really just makes that passage easier, which is funny because that passage, you have to have done it previously in order to even have gotten the ability to bust through that, so... Huh. Alright, let's see what's over here. Some cash, sure. Take some cash. 3 lanterns? Infinite lanterns? Who can say? So we just run on through here. And now... Whee! Nice little bit of cash. Double check we got it all. We did. That one smashed the old school way. Artemis, a young researcher who risked it all to power up the shuttle. Another glowing orb, like the one next to Hermes. Nocturnal Blast, alright. A ranged attack that consumes Nick's armor. Enemies caught in the blast, temporarily frozen in time. Hold RT to use the bow at the cost of some of your Nick's armor. Okay. So when they say cost of your Nick's armor, they mean your health. Which, oh lord. That is pretty cool. I'm gonna struggle to justify using that attack when it just literally hurts me. I am not good at games that have a, like, deliberately damage yourself mechanic built into them. Alright, so there's this little security guy down here. Do that. Gosh, it's probably faster to swoop all the way up to this, which is crazy. Can't believe that landed. Let's see. Here. Yeah, close enough. Memory from the psych ward to having been given responsibility in the church. Outrageous. I don't think Harmonia has put aside her blaspheming notions. It needs to be closely watched. I do wish the memories gave us a little more indication of whose memories they are, because they kind of like switch on us with no context about who's doing the remembering. pulling super late on all of those. Necklace fragment? Yeah. Bird. Every time an enemy like puts out its little health thing and there's the blue particles, I'm like, oh yeah, this enemy's giving me like 100 health. And they're not. That's not what's happening. It's just a particle effect. Then they congeal. But every time I'm like, ooh. Silly. Twofer. Oh, did we ever... Gosh. I didn't apply this. Yeah. Go, get those out of here. That we actually can do anything here, but yeah, we need the Nick's Gate thing. Is a power at the bottom of this room that I just have completely failed to collect, so let's go get that. I forgot how pretty this game is. It is pretty pretty. It really succeeds at the art style that it is setting out to do, I think. Which is, maybe comes across a little bit as damning with faint praise. I do not intend it to be. But like, I think they had an idea that they wanted to go for, and they got it. Nano steel, alright. More spear upgrades. Yes, please. Alright, so from here we can go ahead and do this. Impaled enemies take even more damage. And now from here, where this one? So, fast travel here. Composite fiber, a fiber used for upgrading Nocturnal Blast. Alright. Will it make it cost less? Because that's the issue right now, as far as I'm concerned. Because how much does Nocturnal Blast cost? A full heart. Yes, reduce the health cost from 1 Nyx core to half a core. That's actually great. That makes this much more appealing. Man, we're doing pretty good, I feel like, in terms of like progression. Let's go up to here and knock out this stuff. So fast travel here. I don't know if this is where we need to go, but it's where we're going. Super interesting that the map is as it is right there. Nice. Excellent. Alright. This remains weird. Sus. Oh, that looks good. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Still don't really know what the deal is there. Don't have that ability. Do we have, yes, here, this. So that's our next priority. Fast travel. Huh. We can't... Oh, I'm assuming that the reason is... Okay. Interesting. Is it Plundered Market? That doesn't seem right. Opera Public? Yeah, here we go. I don't know why I just like went around. That's not what I needed to do. Come on back, shuttle. I need to go to the shuttle bay. Because now we can go into that one spot. Yay! We did it. It's kind of funny that they give you both a security door and little thing. Probably to help players remember easily. Like, in case you forgot that one of them was a thing that you could punch through now. Alright, so we are in a whole new area. Excellent. We'll go right. Just picking directions. There's bats, I think. Something. Dudes. Alright, found a memory. Excellent. I disturbed the peace, they said, because I called them out for leading a life of extravagance and corruption, while those who serve them have barely enough to eat. They cast me out here in this forsaken place. So be it. I hope the new Pythia to be is different. I see that breakable floor. Oh. Alright, we'll go for it. Slightly nervous about it, but okay. Didn't need to be nervous. It was fine. Nanoled, hell yeah. That our final spear upgrade? Ooh.
As Adrestia picked it up, arcs of light the mystical orb emitted. Clouds of radiance on the Atromitos, distorted and condensed. A fierce influence on the ship was visibly empowered as the imbalance, step by step, Adrestia contained.
Alright. We've got supernova. Take the form of a deadly supernova by absorbing environmental aether energy. Take the form of a deadly supernova by absorbing environmental aether energy into your lantern. Chain together lanterns to redirect this power and burn away nocturnal gates. Enter a powered-up aether lantern using left trigger. Unleash an aether supernova by pressing A. Alright, so I really appreciate the video that they're doing here, where they're showing you, alright, you make a lantern, you aim it up, and then you supernova back into it and aim it in a different direction. That's very clear in a way that if this was just text, I don't think players would understand. Wait. Hastily put together effigy, Harmonia got them to worship some long-forgotten gods. I do think that did align us automatically to an axis. Interesting. Probably for the best, honestly. Alright. Heck yeah for D-pad. Whoa! 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 We just get attacked by a train? What the fuck? That's awesome.
By now the form was so familiar. Even before it fully faded into view, Adrestia recognized it. The words it spoke were trembling, soft, but a deep and potent sting they wrought. After Adrestia left the ship to join the Helicon Legion, Harmonia was left alone. The Inquisition seized her. In a farce of a trial, they named her visions profane. As a blasphemer, she was branded.
Blasphemer. They did a cool thing in that cutscene where they looked at the door and like the camera was moving, but more importantly, the camera was changing its focal length. So the door like was taking up the same amount of screen, but the background sort of wrapped around it. If you've watched Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, there's a bit fairly early on where Frodo's standing in a road and the ring wraiths are coming and Frodo like sort of like the perspective gets weird. It's that effect, but in video game form. Oh. Alright, I biffed it.
Automated security measures in place.
Ah, okay.
Please
I
restore
think
power
I
to
see
the
what I
district
need
guilty
to
chamber to negate.
do. Yeah. Platforming skills. That was cool. That was fun. I liked that little puzzle. That made me feel big brain. Of course, I've come to somewhere that I can do nothing, so I was feeling myself so much there, and it meant nothing. Oh. Down or over, and like we've not done a thorough job exploring here. I'll say over. That was in fact the correct choice.
Key interface. Ashfall. Now online. Security measures have been lifted.
All right, excellent. And also, before I forget, because boy, the upgrades are coming fast and quick. Yeah, give me another spear upgrade. We're down to like just a couple more upgrades on everything, if not only one more upgrade on everything. Hell yeah. Gosh, that getting Supernova does open up some interesting stuff, because wasn't there one, yeah, here with these nocturnal gates that we can potentially power through. Fun stuff. Alright, so that feels like it's gonna be a trick. Okay, not like that. Yeah, nailed it. Why even have that yellow wall there? Like, is it possible to pull that off without? Huh. Alright, so bump. No. I think they're armored on the back. Makes perfect sense. Oh, and that does respawn him. Tell you guys what? Let's actually use this opportunity to fast travel back to our starting point, because I want to do a slightly more thorough job here. Didn't go down here, and it's eating at me. Boy. Those upgrades, I do think are actually yielding results that you can, like, tell. Cool. So it's not axis aligning. I thought that it was like, if you were like at 91 degrees, it'd make it at 90, but doesn't seem to be that that's what it's doing. Don't worry.
Comforted that there still was hope, his gratitude he extended. With his own eyes, he saw Aris, the captain of the watch, making his way further down below, where unspeakable terrors roamed.
Alright. 11 survivors. Oh, Ares. Oh, no. Really? I don't trust that. Huh. That feels very suspicious to me. But you know what? I'll take its word for it for now. All right, let's say that this room is done. This room clearly not done. Let's tackle this room tomorrow in our next video. Side note, I do want to point out, I appreciate that the background of these has some actual depth. It's not a flat color. Like, we can see this, like, arc here and these things because there's a big cool statue back there. That's a nice detail. But yeah, YouTube, this is where I'm going to draw this one to a close. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye!